What's up, everyone? Today we are hacking the success algorithm. We're going to be teaching you the most valuable thing that we have found as really the secret ingredient to our success. And it's something that too many people are fobbing off and thinking that they can beat. Stick around.
How are we all today? If we haven't met, if this is your first rodeo, across the table from me is my brother Rad, Ballmeister. Behind the mic, the voice of God is none other than Richard Lellies, Sir Richard Lellies, and I am Yani Ballmeister. Together we are Unity Gym and the Unify Movement System, which is the program where we take driven people and turn them into strong, flexible, athletic superhumans. Now, it's just the three of us today in the booth. Phil is working from home. He's pushing ahead on his side hustle project, which is really his main hustle, his physio company. But we got a big topic today that I'm very excited to talk about, and it comes off the back of a good question, a really good question that sort of leads into what we want to talk about. Now, first of all, before we get started, question of the day, and this is something I genuinely want to know. Have you ever worked with a good coach? That might be online, that might be in person, and it doesn't have to be related to fitness, because we're going to go deep on my experiences working with coaches, Rad's experiences working with coaches, and Richie's experience working with coaches. And I'd like to know what your experiences are. So throw that in the comments section and we will get started. But first of all, Rad, why don't you read Firas's question to build some context around what led to today's discussion?
Yeah, absolutely. I will just bring it up.
I think he thought I was going to read it. So
well, I did. You gave me this whole big spiel about how you were going to lead into this, and I'm completely unfree. Is it a post or is it a comment?
I'll do it. So Firas, a couple of days ago, 4 days ago, said, "Hey Rad, for those of you who don't know, we're running for the first time in a long time an offer where you can jump in and do a 2-week trial of our UMS online coaching, which is our flagship program." And the program is really broken into three things. The program is, of course, the tool which you get, which is the UMS Structural Balance Blueprint, which is our assessment system, which allows you to customize your programs. And before we take people through that, you do the Foundations program. And then you also get the coaching, which is access to us. And that's I think invaluable in itself. And third, you get access to the tribe, which is our Facebook group, and everyone striving using the same systems, doing the same methods. So it's just a great collaborative mastermind of collective thought going into that. So those three make up the program. Now, Firas has said here, which is a fantastic question, Rad, I'm back at the home workout since not really comfortable going back to the gym. I'm assuming he is over in the States somewhere where it's still a bit difficult. Purchased a lot of your masterclass programs, handstand, muscle up, and the at-home workouts, phase 1 to 4, plus the mobility and flexibility programs, all separately. My question would be, what aspects of the online coaching will be value added for me, given I have access to all these individual programs already and no access to a gym yet? I'm very interested to start the online coaching, but I'm wondering if I should hold out until I have access to a gym. Any thoughts? And Rad's jumped in there and, said what is probably the right thing, which is that without access to a gym, the structural balance blueprint you can't do, which is one aspect of the coaching. And but he's also said where you will get access is the coaching.
Why don't I read my actual response, and then I'll break down what I was meant.
If you're there, then you can do it, yeah.
So I said, Firas, as far as programs go, you won't get much value if you can't get to a gym unless you use many of the other programs included. And I'm going to pause there and say why I said that. Because he's already got the at-home workouts, and he's got the Muscle Up Masterclass, and he's got some other programs. So there's enough there to put together something that you can do on your own. And the real value of the UMS online coaching program, which is exclusive to the subscription, you can only get it if you subscribe, is that to do the foundations program and the progressions program, and both of those require typical gym equipment like dumbbells, a bench, barbells, pull-up bar, things like that. So that's why I said that. Continuing my response, I said, where you will get value is from the UMS coaching group. We don't provide specific coaching for people anywhere but in that group, which means in this group here that you're watching now, we don't provide specific coaching. We do these general topics. So what you see and get from us in this group, the UMS Movement Mastermind, is a watered down version of what our UMS online coaching members get. How valuable will that be to you? That depends on how much you post videos for feedback from us. Now, what we mean by that is in this group, we encourage our members from the UMS online coaching program to help you in this group, and every now and then, if Yanni and I and Richard have got some time, I'll throw a few comments in there. But there's thousands of people in this group, and we reserve our energy for the people that are subscribed to the UMS online coaching program, and we give them everything. The reviews that we get from people, they say, I cannot believe the level of feedback and the amount of input that I get from Rad and Yanni and Richard in this group. And it's because we intentionally protect our energy and give it to the places where we want to add value to. So that's why I've said that, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about that online coaching program. It's not just about the program, it's about the coaching.
Well, it's about the coaching and the tribe, but the what I want to talk about is the need for a coach and our experiences working with coaches, because there is a human psychological drive to want to reinvent the wheel. I don't know if any of you can relate to this. I certainly could when my coach said it to me. And I'm talking about a business coach. I've had both business, finance coaches and mentors, and also strength coaches. I've worked with arguably one of the best, or two of the best strength coaches in the world at various times for my physical training. But in the last decade, my coaching has all been about career, about wealth management and creation, and about business. Whereas Rad's coaching has been very much in the last decade around physical. He's had physical coaches, he's had flexibility coaches, he's worked with little bits and pieces with people like Ido Portal and Joachim and all sorts of different people like that, Yuri Mamestein, and we've had Miguel Santana out here coaching us for hand balancing and things like that, Aaron McKenzie. Tony Battaji, that's who I worked with for quite a while, and we've all done coaching with Tony Battaji. Myself,
Sebastian
Rad, and Richard, Sebastian Orab, Australian strength coach, Ben Pekulski, all of these people have major influences on us, and we would not be the people we are today without our coaches and our mentors. It's just plain and simple. And I'm telling you right now, it's the hardest thing to break away from the notion that you can do it better, you can reinvent the wheel. But everything that we teach today, everything that's gone into our success is an iterated version of something we've learned from someone else. Mm-hmm. And I cannot stress to you how important it is to really understand this and absorb it. Without coaching, you generally don't develop as a person, and I like, if we could turn the camera around and look at the stack of books in the corner of the studio here, and then I could show you the shelf at home that's ever growing, that's almost as many as that, that's just in finance and wealth development. Like, I read books constantly to level up, but nothing compares to the coaching that I've had in the past. In fact, the reason why I read books is because of one of my mentors. Up until the age of 30, I'd never read a book, And so the true value of coaching, the success algorithm, I believe, is that the coach that you work with needs to have a tool. Some people call it a system. We refer to it as a system, which they have perfected and they've used for many years to be able to predict results, and then you have the coach who can guide you. They're the guide that walks you through, that imparts wisdom, that can adapt that tool, that system to your needs. And then you need the support of a tribe who's going to keep you engaged and keep you accountable and keep you motivated, because going it alone is extremely hard. In fact, it goes against all human nature. Humans are tribe animals. We don't thrive unless we're in a good tribe. And there was a question that came up the other day, and the response, we were writing a piece, I can't remember what it was, but we were writing, maybe it was a marketing piece about the concept of, if you're struggling to achieve what you want to achieve, you need to surround yourself with a community, with a tribe, where that thing is the norm. Can you remember that?
Yeah, if you're struggling to make a change of habit, then one of the most powerful things that you can do is to surround yourself with a tribe, or become part of a tribe where the habit or the behavior that you're trying to create in your life is the norm.
That's what it was, yeah.
So the easiest way to think about that is, if you were trying to quit smoking, and all your friends were smokers, you're really going to struggle to ever do it. But surround yourself with non-smokers, like change your social circle, start hanging out with fitness people, and watch how quickly, or watch how much easier it is to stop smoking. So the same thing goes for eating healthy, nutritional guide. Like if you're hanging out with people who are always trying to decide if they want to go to McDonald's or Burger King or KFC. I'm trying to think of what they've got in America that I know. Like if you're trying to think of those In and Out, and that's the decision that they're making, go and start hanging out with people that go and shop at Whole Foods every day, and see how quickly your body composition changes. You know. So yeah, when you become part of a tribe where the normal behavior is to do the things that you're trying to do, that's when the real magic happens.
Now I want to give you an example of this, because Rad and I have, as much as we'll talk about the here and now, throughout our entire life, this has been the case. Now, to give you a perfect example, when I was a young child growing up in the country, I was heavily into sport, and my tribe was my rugby league team, and my coach was my rugby league coach. Now, in my small country town, and I'm sure some people can relate to this, it was a rugby town, it was a rugby league town that's equivalent in America to being an NFL town, very, very strong culture of football. And you either played football or you smoked weed and did drugs, And so my tribe, and the reason why I didn't fall into the category of the later smoking weed all day and doing that, was because my tribe, that was just unacceptable. We were athletes, and everything we did was around our athletic performance and playing rugby league. And my coach was really supportive of that. Everything that you hear and that you see contributes to programming your psychology. And so if you're in this group of people who really value being powerful, strong, physically capable, then that is your norm, Whereas if I didn't have that, I would have been more inclined to fall into the other group, And that was for my young childhood and adolescence. Then as a teenager, I got heavily into boxing, and my coach became my boxing coach. And he had a more powerful and profound impact on me than my father did through that period. It kept me off the street, and it kept me out of trouble, It was unacceptable for us to go out and get into sort of street fights and things like that, and turn up with bruises and grazes on our knuckles in our boxing gym, because he knew that we were scrapping on the street, and it was a very shameful thing to do, because you were frowned upon if you sort of got into a fight. They called it punching below your weight, getting into a fight with someone who wasn't a trained individual as well, And, that had a profound impact on my life. And then coming into my adolescence and adult, I started training with strength coaches, and then business coaches and mentors, So it's been throughout my entire life. And I know that Rad had his martial arts instructor who also had a profound impact on his life, And it's something that you cannot discount. You cannot credit. Discredit. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that in modern times, the emergence of YouTube has been a double-edged sword. It's been as much of a gift as it has been a curse, because we now have access to more information than we've ever had before. But it has created the certain people who believe that they can get all the answers from watching YouTube. And unfortunately, it's just not the case, and it certainly hasn't been for anyone that I've been able to see. It's the, eventually if you really really want to make some progress, you need to enlist the help of a coach. There is no one out there that is at the head of their field, that is a leader in their field, in their industry, that will tell you that you can get to where you want to go without having a good coach.
Yep.
The same message comes up over and over again. It comes through, the books that we're reading on business development, on finance, on personal development, on physical development, spiritual development. It always comes to a point where if you want to really make some progress, you need to enlist the help of a good coach.
And if you want to know how to choose that coach, what their quality is going to be like, you need to look at their tribe.
Yeah. You need to look at the tribe. So you always want to look at, for me, the very first thing that you need to look at when you look for a good coach is, can this person do what I want to be able to do, what I'm going to pay them for? So a really good example, I think it's just insane that people get health advice from overweight doctors, for example. It does not matter that this person has been to university for 10 years and knows everything and anything about medicine and the body if they haven't been able to create a healthy body themselves. I've been to doctors that are morbidly obese, we're talking 100 pounds overweight, 50 kilos overweight. And they've tried to say to me, oh, you need to eat more of this. And I remember this one doctor was telling me the solution to my health problems was that I needed to eat more cereal, more... I don't know what you call it in America or overseas, but breakfast cereal, cereal. Cocoa Pops or
Wheaties.
Frosty Loops or whatever, because it has fiber in it. That was his. And I was just looking at him thinking, mate, stay clear of the health advice on me, all right? So the first thing you want to do is look for a coach that's achieved what you want to achieve. And then the second thing is look for the results that they've achieved with their tribe, with the people that they've worked with. Because being able to achieve results yourself is only the first step. What you really need to know is that somebody can produce those results in other people. And if they can't, then you need to keep looking.
Yeah, and that comes down to their system or the tools that they use.
But I want to, I want to bring this back to what Firas has said, because there's some funny noises coming from it, right?
My phone.
Oh, okay. So Firas's question is, am I going to get value out of this program? Absolutely you are. And I'll tell you why, because you're going to enlist the help of a good coach. Right now, what you've got, Firas, is a bunch of kick-ass programs with virtually no coaching.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is Yani, Richard and me have poured our hearts and souls into creating some of the best programs in the world, and they are. And I'm not just saying that, they're not my words, they're the words of over 170 people writing 5-star Google reviews. The programs that we produce are phenomenal, but the program isn't enough to get the amazing results.
Well, it's only a tool. It's only one aspect of the three of the algorithm that you need to deliver success.
Some people take our programs and run with it and create phenomenal results. Some people do, and some people do that in all fields.
Yeah.
But I got to a point where I worked so hard to learn how to do calisthenics by watching videos and getting fragments from the people that were good. And it wasn't until I hired a coach that could do what I wanted to be able to do, that started analyzing me and looking what I was doing, that I was able to go from breakthrough.
Great.
Yeah. And that was definitely what happened with my flexibility training, and that's what happens to our so Firas, for you, are you going to get value out of it? Damn straight you will. It doesn't matter if you can't go to the gym and use the UMS online coaching program, because everything that you're already doing, we will be able to give you so much feedback that's going to help you to jump to the next level.
Yeah. That's right, and that's just what it really is about going from good to great. And what Rad said, the program, the individual programs that we create are tools, but it's only one piece of a 3-piece algorithm, the equation that delivers success. And there is a possibility. There's a lot of potential for the right person who's got their wits about them to hack the system and turn the Movement Mastermind into their tribe, you know, because it is a great tribe of people, you know, and you can get good results buying these standalone or any standalone program, mixing with the tribe, getting feedback, you know, and just going all in on it. But it's the difference between going from good to great, I believe. You know?
It all has to align with your goals, you know, like it depends on how important this stuff is to you. But make no mistake, Firas, and anybody that's listening, if you think that what you get from this UMS Movement Mastermind and the fragments of our programs is valuable, which it is, it's highly valuable, imagine what you get from us when you actually get coached by us, when you come to our inner circle, when you come into our group that only has 120 people, not almost 3,500 people. It's a very different experience. Now, you might not value that for $12.50 a week. If you think $12.50 a week isn't worth that, no problem, we get it. But man, the price that I've paid for coachings, the price that Yani's paid for coaching.
My last coach was $55,000 a year.
Yeah, wrap your head around that. That's no joke. That's what we paid for 2 years in a row for Yani to get coaching from someone that was a leader in his field. We charge $12.50 a week for you guys to get access to us. If you really want to make changes, so Firas, if you're looking to go to that next level, bro, and you're sitting on the fence and thinking, is or isn't this going to be valuable? You know the worst thing that's going to happen to you? Do it for 1 month. Get the 2-week trial and then join for a month after that. You say you'll get 6 weeks. And worst case scenario is you're going to spend $49 and you go, oh, it's not for me. And you stop it.
Yeah, the only
seems like a no-brainer.
I guarantee you the only reason why it would ever not be right for someone is if they are not interacting. Because of course, like anything, a coach is only a guide. You know, you still have to walk the path.
Yep.
No one can walk the path for you. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I want to answer. Firas has jumped in here and said, definitely a challenge to string everything together and target my weaknesses, which is exactly where this is going to help for you. But what he said here, I want to take a moment to talk about. He said a training session in Toronto is about 80 CAD an hour. I'm guessing that's saying Canada dollars. An hour. Now, you know what? You know when Yani and I and Richard came up with our price point for Unity Gym, we were doing personal training for a very long time, and Yani and I used to charge, and Richard used to charge $150 an hour for personal training, and that's not
150 AUD.
That's 150 Australian dollars, so it's probably about 110 US dollars.
Yeah,
that's an average price for a good trainer in the area that we're in, right? Now,
it's slightly above average. I'd say 120 is an average price for a good trainer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it's a little bit
That's
above.
the price for a very good coach. Yeah.
So, and some people were doing 3 sessions a week with us. Now, wrap your head around the idea that for months and months and months on end, you're spending 450 Australian dollars a week. That is well beyond the average person's budget. And what we found was the people that were doing our group training were getting better results than the people doing our personal training. And guess why? Because the groups are small and they train with Yani, Richard or me 5 days a week, not 3 days.
Or 2 days.
And guess why else? Because they're in a tribe of people. And when you're in a tribe, the average level of the person gets elevated to match the average level of the tribe. So people that were doing the group training were getting better results. So what we did was we created a membership that charge less than the price of one personal training session, but for 5 days a week, for the exact reason that you've just said there, Firas. The average training session for a good coach is more than what most people can afford for one session a week. And guess what you're going to get from seeing a coach 1 session a week?
Barclays.
Not much.
Yeah.
Not much, because it's not about them writing the magic program for you, giving it to you, and then saying, good luck, I'll see you in a week. That's not the magic of coaching. The magic of coaching is having somebody look at you daily and say, you need to do this, you need to do that. That's where the magic comes in. Yeah. And so the same thing goes for the UMS online coaching program. That's what you get for considerably less than the price of one coaching session a month. You get that. You can post videos whenever you want, and we will critique them. We will give you constructive feedback and tell you how you can break through plateaus and get to where you want to go, and that's invaluable.
Yeah, 100%. Look what Clay's just said. I was hesitant to sign up this year because of COVID situation, but after doing the program for a few months, I'm glad I jumped in and shocked it doesn't cost more. And I'll be honest, guys, Rad and Richie aren't aware of this yet, but we're about to raise the price to $97 a month. which is going to be coming up in a little while, maybe a month or two. But that's the plan, because the amount of coaching calls we're doing is increasing.
For new members or for everyone?
For new members.
For new members.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
If
you're in there now,
you're paying what you're paying.
So this is your last chance to get it at $49 a month. Because in all honesty, it's like what Yani said. When we created it at $49 a month, we were doing a hell of a lot less than what we're doing now. And because we're upping the amount of coaching that we're giving into that group, we're going to be doing a lot more coaching sessions a week. We will be charging $97 a month for it going forward.
But anyway, look, I really just want to frame the importance of a coach in anything that you do. It's not just about fitness. It's not just about strength coaching. It's about everything. Like if you want to get better at something, if you're not really good at managing finance or accruing wealth, if you've got a business and it's not crushing it yet, if your fitness goals, if your movement goals, if your strength goals, if your flexibility goals aren't quite being achieved, then hiring a coach is invaluable. It's something that you really, really want to consider. And that's not saying that we're the best coach for you. We might not be, but just getting over that natural instinct that you think that you can reinvent the wheel and do it better without a good, tried and tested system, a great coach, and an amazing and supportive tribe really holds a lot of people back. It certainly held me back.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of which, we have to get over into our online coaching call for the UMS online coaching group. So we're going to wrap that up today. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you got some value out of it. And for those of you that are in the UMS online coaching program, we'll see you over in that group where we can give you your specific coaching. We'll see you soon, guys.
Health is about performance, not just body image.
You better be willing to accept what you're going to have to do to get there.
We'll start focusing on movement goals, strength goals, flexibility goals.
When you nail that skill, it's there forever.
The body image goal doesn't get you that far.
It's the consistency and frequency that's going to get you there. It's not the intensity.
There's no shortcuts to mastery and movement. Destination doesn't change overnight, but your direction will.
The gym is not the place to beat up the body that you hate. It's the place to build the body that you love.
We are the gym that teaches people how to move instead of just exercise, because we believe that health is about performance, not just body image.